Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Team Double Dragon. That's right. We're back. Back in the weird and wacky, wonderful, and wild world of Factorio with a million mods, really complicated mods. Whoa.
Yep.
Damn. Jeez.
It's hard. It's tough. God
It's
help
a
us.
toughie. God damn.
So, Sips, how you doing?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Last time we rigged up the basic electronic boards. Some people didn't think we'd even get that far. Some people were like...
Some people were
how are they even going to do the basic electronic boards? But, you know, we got there. We did it.
That's right. We did it. We got the electronic boards.
Yeah. So that's part of Bob's mods to get these complicated boards. But now we got
Bob's
these
boards
flowing in. It's going to definitely facilitate our ability to get the next tiers of things.
Things and stuff.
I think what I want to do probably is set up, because we currently have these inserters being made nicely and these conveyors being made nicely, but they're being made into the green science packs, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I feel like what we might need to do is...
Well, that's solar power. Solar power, baby.
What we might need to do is actually get a secondary sort of production line for these conveyors, and then we can have them being made into the second tier of conveyor, and then the third tier of conveyor, and then we can stop using the yellow conveyors as soon as possible because they're pretty bad. And I feel like we're going to have to replace them all anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're fine for now, though. I mean, we don't have any real need to move stuff fast. Like, we're not moving anything like long distance or anything.
That's true. I guess we're not running into any
we don't have any shortfalls. Like, we've got tons of iron plates. That's usually one that you run out of fairly quickly. We got tons of copper plates. Wow, as far as the eye can see, look at this, a big snake of copper plates.
Copper is, it's definitely not being used as fast as some of the other things.
Yeah.
We are, however, out of wood again. So we need to supply wood to these things. You see these wood things up here?
Uh-huh.
So if we can get that rolling, that would be ideal.
There's a little bit of wood here, but I'm gonna have to. Here, let me get some wood into these things. There's no real way of getting the wood in.
I'm gonna up our iron production. The first thing I'm gonna do is build a couple more of these ore crushers for this blue strutite ore, and up the production of ore coming in.
Okay.
So let's do that first.
All right. I filled that thing up with some wood. Problem is with the wood is that you gotta fucking manually make these seedlings, and that just fucking sucks. Like all I'm fucking doing all the fucking time here is just making these fucking seedlings, and it's like, geez.
Is there no way for it to be done in an automated factory?
I don't think so. I don't think anything makes seed. Like, there's nothing in when you hover over seedling, it makes seedlings in sand, which is fine. Like, that's okay, but it doesn't say made in whatever. Like, I don't think you can make seedlings.
Are you sure?
Well, it doesn't say. I mean, unless I don't know. I can't read Bob's mind. I don't know what Bob was thinking when he did all this. So oh no, this is Angel's refining. So maybe there is a way. I don't know. It doesn't look like it. I can make landfill with mud, but I can't make seedlings.
Seedlings.
Yeah.
See this factory?
Which one?
The factory I just put down next to you.
Oh, so you just put wood in there and it makes seedlings.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it doesn't say that anywhere on a tooltip. So
well, that's because most things that you craft... How the fuck was I supposed
to figure that out?
Well, if you can craft it in your inventory,
you
can usually craft it in an assembling machine.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, well, anyway, that's fine. Good. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make some seedlings then.
We need to communicate more, Sips, but I feel like we don't communicate enough.
Well, it's just the way it goes. We've got a lot of stuff to do. We're both responsible for a lot of shit here.
This is what causes relationships. I know we've got a lot of heavy responsibilities on our heads.
It's crazy, isn't it? Jesus.
Yeah, it's stressful.
It's fucking nuts. That's what it is.
It's tough.
Just nuts.
It's a toughie.
It's really nutty.
It's a toughie.
It's totally nutty. Okay, well, fine. I'll get this up and running then. I'll get a steady supply of seedlings in.
Okay.
If I can.
So the next tier, I think, of what I need to do is steel. I'm getting the impression that I'm going to need to do another tier of refining in order to obtain that better. For example, I can obtain specifically iron ore. So iron ore, actually, this iron ore situation is not fantastic at the moment.
Right. Okay.
We get mostly copper, and the copper is building up. And when the copper builds up too much, we're going to just have so much copper and then nothing else. I guess it's going to get to a point, though, where the copper demand is equaling, or at least, not if not outstripping, at least comparing to the iron demand. But maybe not. Maybe we'll always need more iron than copper. And as a result, maybe we don't want to be really building too much copper, or maybe we want to start trying to crystallize some of this slag into iron, if that's a thing we can do. For now, I'm just going to build a couple more of these ore crushers manually. Then that will at least bump up the amount of iron that's being produced, and then hopefully the excess overflow will go into this one and start making some steel, because we're going to need a little bit of that.
A little bit of it, yeah.
Now. So let's rig this bad boy up. Now I've got lots of fast inserters, so I can use these now.
Good.
This is all fine. We're going to have this go through a splitter, I think, at this point. Boop. Okay. And then we need some more electric mining drills. Now, it probably is worth considering making some electric mining drills Mark II. They do need steel, so maybe I shouldn't do them because I haven't got too much steel at the moment. I'll just make some regular ones for now, and I can upgrade them later. But I think these electric mining drills are needed at a certain point for a specific type of science file. So there's a specific type of science file that uses... oh, that's the wrong belt. My bad. Just put them on...
What did you do?
I put this on the wrong belt. My bad. It's my bad. It happens. Oh, I've got full inventory. That's fairly annoying.
That happens too. Man, I've also almost got a full inventory.
Well,
sad times.
The solution to that problem is to not carry a trillion coal around, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Okay, I'm going to have to manually get some wood here to get this party started the right way. But once the party's started, it ain't stopping until the break of dawn.
So yeah, I mean, what you can do is you can, I guess, have some of the wood go out into that seedling factory. Also, maybe you could have one greenhouse making... So you can have... so basically if you have like one greenhouse dedicated to refilling the seedling factory.
Yeah.
And then that seedling factory pumping the seedlings into all of them. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's probably how you should consider setting it up. But don't let me tell you what to do. You know, you're your own man.
I'm doing the bizzo here.
You're your own man, Sips. You're an independent man.
I'm a strong, independent man.
Yeah.
Who doesn't take shit from anyone. Oh, I see the sand is going to come off here. But wait a second.
I respect you,
sand.
Sips.
So me too. I respect you too.
Okay, good. And I have
the utmost respect for you and the things that you do, most of the time.
This goes. Yeah.
Sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm not like overly respectful. Oh, there's a seedling. Finally, holy crap, Jesus.
Okay. You're just toiling through the night, trying to make seedlings for us.
I'm doing my best to make seedlings here. Yeah.
All right. So
Seem to be full up on seedlings, but this is good. We're gonna continually make seedlings.
So at some point we're gonna have to worry about a wall.
For the bad guys,
which I'm obviously nervous about.
No, yeah,
but that is going to be a thing that is eventually going to have to happen. Might want to consider getting maybe not Blast Furnaces Mark II. Feels like our Blast Furnace Mark I is handling everything just fine. We'll get this though. This is a good upgrade. This is insert capacity bonus 1. So I think what this does is this makes our inserters lift up 2 items at once.
Right.
Which means they actually function quite a lot more efficiently.
Okay.
They're actually a lot quicker.
Okay. Let's see how this works then. So this is going to dump out like 1 million pieces of wood, which then we should be able to suck up into these factories to make seedlings. And the seedlings are going to then come out down the line, and they're going to be accepted back into here. So we're going to have one output for wood that's going to go into the resin production, maybe more, and then we're going to have one that goes back to making more seedlings. So the whole thing works. but just very slowly. We might have to ramp up production here if we want more wood. Do you think we're going to need resin for like a lot of stuff?
No, I don't think so. It turns out that I think the way I've done it, we might not need it for very much stuff at all. But we will just, I'll let you know if we have a problem.
Okay.
But currently, I don't think we're going to have a problem. Oops, never mind. Sorry, I just caused a bit of a brownout. Don't worry about that. Fine, it's all under control.
Right.
Currently, I think we're fine. So don't panic, Sips.
It says battery equipment. We make this yet? We need batteries. I feel like we need batteries pretty soon. It says gas and oil.
There's a good chance we're going to need batteries pretty soon. Yeah, you're right.
It says battery Mark II inserted into armor. Oh, this is like it's not the right. This is vehicle battery, and this is just battery. This is battery. Electrochemical cell that stores and provides energy to electrical devices. I guess we want to store our energy from solar into batteries, right?
Yeah.
Big old electric energy accumulators. That's the one that we want, right?
All right. What's what? Yeah. Gas and oil extraction. That sounds right.
Sounds like the one. Yeah.
That sounds like what we need.
Well, that's what it's you got to do that first before you can get the other stuff unlocked apparently. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, so I'm starting to see applications where I'm going to start needing faster conveyors because these Mark II drills are much quicker than previously. So oil and gas extraction, what was that? What does that actually unlock? Right, that unlocks pump jacks, oil and gas separators, natural
oil
gas
processing,
separation, and oil separation.
I mean, we need all this stuff at some point anyway, but this is just going to lead into batteries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get batteries unlocked, and then if I set up some solar panels like elsewhere for power, it just means that we don't need to run the power from the main grid like remotely. You know, we can just power instead of having steam engines everywhere, like the little remote bases, like where we're going to have trains coming in to deliver stuff to the factory.
Yeah.
We can just power those with solar and then have some batteries to like store the excess.
Okay.
That's the plan. What do you think?
Cool. Yeah, I'm just looking at what's being researched. That's all. Because I feel like this is more complicated than we realize. Oh, geez.
Okay, hang on a second. So next up is plastics. Plastics.
Oh, geez.
What's wrong?
No.
You don't want to make any plastics?
Well, no. I think this is the one that people warn me about. There's this mod called Angel's Petrochemical Processing, which basically makes making oil into stuff a lot more complicated. So it looks like you have to take the oil, crude oil, and refine it into it's like three things: mineral oil, fuel oil, and naphtha.
Right.
Lubricant is made from base mineral oil and residual gas. Solid fuel, you can make solid fuel out of coke and fuel oil, and you can make liquid fuel out of fuel oil.
Right.
Petrochem oil tank. So that's an 80,000 unit oil tank.
Whew.
How big are our current ones?
Well, they're like super small, probably.
Yeah, I don't think they're that big. Maybe they're the same, these storage tanks. It doesn't actually say how big they are. But they've got 11,000 hydrogen gas in them. And you've got 6 of them already. I've had to expand them. It was like so bad. Oh man, it's good. It's good. What you've built is really good, Sips, actually.
It's just slow. It just means that you'll probably get a little bit of resin, but not much. But we don't actually need much, so the rest of this should just run itself.
So I've upped the production of this blue ore quite a lot, but it's not really able to keep up. I think I would need some of these fast inserters to be near fast inserters. So I want them to insert. I want them to insert like near instead of far.
Right.
I think you can do that, and that will fill up the belt more efficiently.
Gotcha.
But I don't know if we have access to them yet, and also where the hell they are.
We're not making any oxygen because these tanks are just filling up all the time.
It's okay. No, the oxygen's fine. I'm just not using it enough. You're making sufficient. But hopefully I'll be making more soon
Right.
when I get this iron production a bit more robust. Let's get all this sapphirite pumped in. Because it's currently just sat here not doing anything. I had a little bit of an overflow previously of sapphirite, so I figured, like, fuck it.
Right.
Just throw it in here.
You figured that you would just fuck it. Nice.
So this down here is where I'm making the stone bricks from the excess crushed stone.
Okay.
There's so much of it. It's
How
ludicrous.
are you doing that? Like, what are you?
I'm just
Are you
pulling
just
it
using?
off the belt
I see. Yeah.
with a
And
filter.
you're just using these furnaces.
And it's just shoving it in here.
Right.
But these are now full of stone brick.
Jesus.
But that's cool. I can use the stone brick to make more pathways around the base. Where do you tend to find yourself running?
Well, everywhere right now. It just depends on what I'm doing. Sapphirite ore. What's this Givalite ore? Do we need some of this stuff?
Where is that?
South. Directly south of the base, but far away.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. There's a big
want me to go-
deposit.
You want
So
me to
if
go
we-
start mining some of that?
Well, you might find that if you run over there, there's a alien base right next to it. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause
Well,
we
that's
haven't
okay.
really got very good radar coverage, have we?
I can deal with that. I can go out and start hauling some of this stuff back. What do we need it for, though? Is there anything?
Well, we don't need it yet. But eventually we will want to hook up all of these deposits, mostly because these deposits are fairly, they're probably like the only sources of access to certain materials like uranium or something like that.
Right.
And also we can use specific combinations to make a lot of one specific thing. So for example, I think we're going to need a lot more iron than we get. Because in the factory at the
Yes.
moment, the way we generate iron is we also generate copper as a byproduct.
Okay.
So we don't really want that. We'd rather have the iron kind of be fairly the iron be fairly self-sufficient because the iron is separate to copper. So we might, is what I'm saying is we might need an additional copper thing. Yeah.